what's
See,
going
they
on,
trying to
basically.
sell him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present that tape.
It's great. I'm watching him. He's with my man Charlie Mack. So Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love.
For a long time, Brisher Gray let speculation run wild while he stayed quiet. As a breakout star from a hit TV series, his rise looked unstoppable. Fame arrived fast, followed by money, visibility, and industry access. Then, just as quickly, everything unraveled. Legal trouble, public incidents, and visible struggles with mental health shifted the narrative from promise to concern. Fans began asking what went wrong, especially when his behavior no longer matched the polished image they remembered. Arrest reports and erratic online activity added more confusion, while his own explanations struggled to repair the damage. What stood out most was how isolated he appeared during his decline. Some commentators believe his downfall wasn't random, but connected to the pressures placed on young talent navigating powerful circles. That belief gained traction when industry voices began suggesting his personal struggles may have been intensified by guidance that crossed boundaries. Nothing has been proven, but the silence left room for theories to grow.
Like Uncle Will, who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraji and Terrence Howard.
If he needs prayer, I don't even know what's
See,
going
they
on.
trying to sell him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
The discussion shifted when Brother Bilal began sharing his perspective. He wasn't positioned as a distant observer, but as someone claiming first-hand familiarity with influential industry spaces. According to him, Brisher's breakdown wasn't shocking, it was expected. Bilal stated that Brisher privately expressed deep confusion, emotional distress, and a sense of being used by people with far more power than him. These conversations, Bilal claimed, painted a picture of someone overwhelmed and struggling to process experiences he never expected to face. He emphasized that what Brisher described wasn't about fame gone wrong, but about emotional harm that lingered long after the spotlight faded. Again, these are allegations shared through interviews and online platforms, not verified facts. Still, the consistency between Brisher's public collapse and these claims caused many to pause. When multiple narratives begin to align, even skeptics start paying attention.
Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
The same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on, right? So I'm like, I pull him to the side, right? And I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. Okay. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will me. You know Diddy made me. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo.
What made the situation more uncomfortable for the public was how these stories echoed long-standing industry rumors. For years, whispers about private lifestyles and hidden dynamics followed certain high-profile figures. Usually, those rumors faded as quickly as they appeared. This time they didn't. Brother Bilal suggested that speculation became reality for him after witnessing something he says permanently changed his perception. He described seeing a moment that contradicted the carefully maintained public image of a beloved star. According to him, the experience left him frozen and shaken. No evidence has been publicly produced, and no claims have been proven, but the account added fuel to an already sensitive discussion. The discomfort wasn't just about what was alleged, it was about how often similar stories surface and vanish without resolution. In an industry built on image, even unproven claims can crack the foundation if they refuse to go away.
So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having with Will.
Let me process that for a second. Who was on top?
It wasn't a top. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up. Murder. It was murder in there.
Okay. What did you do?
I froze. What did you, see, I'm not used to seeing. Listen, it's traumatizing. I've never seen it. I don't watch gay porn. You know, I never seen a man of a man.
Will Smith was bent over,
and Dwayne was killed. I don't know. I don't.
You didn't look that close.
Listen, even when I was with the deer in the headlights, and I finally said, "Oh shit." And they turned around and said, close the f***ing door, right? So I back out the door. I'm not going in there. No, I ain't going up in there. I back out the door, lock the door, I leave, right?
According to Brother Bilal, what followed was more unsettling than the alleged incident itself. He claimed there was no attempt to clarify or deny, only a conversation that felt like a warning. The tone, he said, shifted from familiar to intimidating. Bilal referenced old industry cautionary tales, stories about people who spoke too openly and watched their lives unravel afterward. No direct threats were claimed, just implications heavy enough to land the message. Stay quiet. Preserve the image. Move on. These types of stories have circulated in Hollywood for decades, often dismissed as paranoia until patterns repeat. Again, none of this has been confirmed. But the idea that silence can be enforced without saying much at all resonated with audiences. Power doesn't always need volume. Sometimes it only needs reputation, influence, and the fear of being erased.
So, Will says, I gotta talk to you. So I said, about what? He said, you know what? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, oh, you know what I'm talking. I said, well, I have no idea. What are you talking about? What we need to finish today? Like, I'm trying to get that out. So he said, no, we need to talk. So he said, listen, I made a call. Some papers are gonna come here today. I need you to sign them. And I said, why am I signing papers? And he said, listen, I'm trying to protect you. So he says 3 things that made me scared, because I fear no man but Allah. But I don't fear nothing but Allah. And he said that you remember I'm saying it right, who got caught with Eddie Murphy. He said, you know what happened to him, right? I had no idea what happened to the trans got caught in the car with Eddie Murphy.
Me either. What happened?
So I go home and Google it. They or the trans, I don't know to say him or her. I don't know what's politically correct. So I hope I'm not offending anyone.
Once the claims reached wider platforms, responses came quickly and forcefully. Will Smith publicly denied the allegations, labeling them false. Jada Pinkett Smith went further, dismissing Brother Bilal as someone chasing attention and implying financial motives. Legal action was mentioned, creating the impression that consequences were imminent. Yet time passed. No lawsuit followed. No court filings appeared. Meanwhile, Brother Bilal didn't retreat. He doubled down, repeating his claims and stating he was ready to defend them legally if challenged. This standoff, strong denials on one side, unwavering confidence on the other, left the public confused. In most high-profile disputes, legal pressure arrives swiftly. Here it didn't. That absence became part of the story. Whether meaningful or coincidental, people began interpreting the silence as intentional. In Hollywood, what doesn't happen can matter just as much as what does.
You said I extorted you. You said there's a money shakedown. You said a lot of things about me to get other networks or other podcasters or bloggers scared for me to come on because they think they're going to be sued. Well, Tasha wasn't sued and I wasn't sued. So you got 2 weeks to issue an apology because me and Will's situation were about business. And I want you to sue. If not, Jada, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you because you know that you're a liar and you know that the things that you said were untrue.
Brother Bilal publicly challenged the narrative that he attempted extortion. He denied seeking money and accused Jada of misrepresenting his intentions. In interviews, he claimed the situation was rooted in business disputes, not personal attacks. He went further, saying that if legal action truly was justified, it should already have happened. Instead, weeks turned into months. Still nothing. According to Bilal, this only strengthened his belief that the truth would not survive a courtroom. These statements remain allegations and opinions, not legal findings. But the prolonged lack of response kept the conversation alive online. In a culture where lawsuits are often used to silence critics, the absence of one raised eyebrows. People began asking whether legal threats were meant more as deterrents than actions. Regardless of the truth, the stalemate itself became part of the public narrative.
You called her a dope fiend.
Yeah, I called her bald-headed dope fiend without question. I told her she better sue me because if
she
not,
said to TMZ when they asked her when she left the Breakfast Club,
yes,
she looked. They was like, well, what do you got to say? And she was like, we're suing, and I was just like, okay,
right.
That's been about 2 years.
Yeah, and
we haven't gotten a lawsuit yet.
2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to be, to show that it was true. So from that, that's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that I extorted you, there was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the...
Nearly 2 years later, the situation resurfaced when Brother Bilal repeated his claims on another major platform. His tone hadn't changed. His confidence hadn't faded. He emphasized again that no legal action had been taken against him. Supporters viewed this as validation. Critics saw it as persistence without proof. What couldn't be ignored was the endurance of the story. Most internet controversies burn out quickly. This one didn't. Brisher Gray's struggles remained visible, unresolved, and tragic. The contrast between his ongoing hardship and the continued success of those he was once connected to made people uneasy. Whether coincidence or consequence, the imbalance fueled suspicion. In the absence of official answers, the public filled gaps with interpretation. And once a story reaches that stage, it no longer belongs to facts alone. It belongs to perception.
I actually really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her.
In later appearances, Brother Bilal spoke with increasing frustration. He criticized Jada's public remarks, accusing her of reacting emotionally rather than responsibly. He argued that making accusations without full information exposed her to legal risk. Again, no lawsuit followed. Bilal framed this silence as confirmation that the situation was more complicated than public statements suggested. These exchanges, while heated, remained in the realm of commentary and allegation. Still, the optics mattered. When powerful figures threaten action but never follow through, people start questioning motives. Was it strategy? Disinterest? Legal caution? No one knows. What's clear is that the back and forth hardened opinions on both sides. Neutral observers became rare. The story shifted from individual claims to a broader discussion about influence, credibility, and who gets believed when power is unevenly distributed.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
As discussions widened, some fans pointed to a pattern among former cast members of Empire. Several high-profile actors struggled after the show ended. Careers stalled. Public disputes emerged. Financial complaints surfaced. Online, people jokingly called it a curse, but others took the pattern seriously. Brisher's situation stood out as the most severe. While others faced professional setbacks, his life appeared to spiral entirely. Of course, correlation isn't causation. The entertainment industry is unforgiving, and success after a hit show is never guaranteed. Still, when multiple careers from the same project unravel in different ways, speculation grows. Some believe the environment itself was exploitative. Others argue fame simply magnified existing vulnerabilities. Either way, the theory gained traction because it offered context, not answers. It suggested systemic issues rather than isolated failures.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
August Alsina's story frequently enters the same conversation. Already battling serious health and emotional struggles, he became publicly linked to Will and Jada during a vulnerable period. Jada was portrayed as a guide offering healing and support. According to August's own words, the relationship that followed left him deeply hurt. He claimed Will was aware and approving. Those claims sparked massive debate, memes, and ridicule, but little empathy. When the moment passed, August was left to manage the fallout alone. His pain became entertainment while others moved on. To critics, this looked like another example of a younger artist absorbing the damage of proximity to power. To defenders, it was a private matter exaggerated by the internet. Either way, the pattern vulnerability followed by exposure felt familiar to many watching closely.